Hey everybody, welcome back. Part 2 here of the die-cast tearing apart. Not really, just taking the base off. So I skipped the part where I was unscrewing the screw with a pair of pliers. Here's what I did. I went straight to a vice grip. The thing was just not gripping. So I locked this sucker down, pulled it off, and do you want to focus on that? Can't hardly see it. But anyway, yep, you can kind of see it there. Got it twisted out, pulled it out with a vice grip, and now it's all out and good. Pulled these two rubber parts off. Those are off. So now it's just the base and one screw. So here's what I do here. It's very simple. You just spin your base around, and it'll unscrew it because it's glued in that base so tough. You spin it like this a little bit. Oh, there we go. I don't want to bump that. And it'll pop right out. And there you go. So now it is off the base. No damage. Top looks good. You know, that's why, again, you always set it on a towel or something that you can feel comfortable with. There's a little smudge mark. I want to make sure that that's not anything serious, and it's not. All good there. And the only other thing was to watch out for was when you drill through it, sometimes it can get out of control. It did actually get out of control. You can see, it's not hard to see. There's a small scuff mark just off of here where the drill bit went through the base and hit the thing after I got the screw drilled out. It barely touched it, but it just touched it. And again, it's underneath. Not a big deal to me because the detail in these aren't that good anyway. So there's that. Next thing I did, I took a donor chassis and I got this Goodyear tire. So the first thing I'm going to do, I got this Sharpie here. Now, do I want to use a Sharpie? I don't know yet. I'm still debating. But what I want to do is I want to scuff this thing up. I want to kind of toughen it up, beat it up. You know, it's a burnout tire. So I want to add a little bit of detail, a little bit of, you know, smash to it. I want to make it look a little beat up. So what I do is I'm going to take that drill, the drill bit where I was just using, and all I'm going to do is rub it up against the tire. I'm just going to let it spin, do its magic, and wear the tire out. Chew it up a little bit. And that's just, ooh, I've got to be careful with my hands there. So all I'm doing is I'm trying to tear up that tire a little bit. The other thing you can use a lot of things to tear up tires. You can use up sandpaper. Sandpaper's a great one. I just don't have a sander with me or some sandpaper. And so that's a thing that I'll have to get my hands on here at some point. So that's one thing you can do. The other one is you can just kind of scuff it up with blades. So you can take a knife like that, and you just kind of, all you're doing is scratching it up, scuffing up the surface. You want to rub it up, kind of toughen it up, put some marks in there. Just do stuff to it that would hurt it and wear it out. But again, sandpaper honestly is my favorite. I kind of bummed out I don't have any of my sandpaper with me. That's kind of one of the easiest ways to do this, but I'll make do. I will make do with what I can find. So. So using the drill bit, it's not getting enough progress for my liking. Another option you have is a very simple option, but it's just scruffing it up with the blade again. Just go to that and you just start, you know, kind of scuffing it up all back and forth. And one of the biggest things is you don't really need to do the layers much. The biggest thing is you want to hit the Goodyears. The Goodyear and the Eagle. You want to kind of just get that roughed up a little bit because obviously it's a race win, so the tires are sometimes going to be a little beat to hell. And you just kind of want to get that Goodyear where there's some lettering left, but not a lot. So here's what I've got so far. I've just kind of been scuff hitting it. I'm going to hit it a few more times with this knife. And again, all you do is kind of skim the top because all it is a little bit of paint on those tires. It's not a ton. And there you go. So that's my tire right now. Now, I'm going to make the decision on whether I want to keep it like that or if I want to take off a little more. It is a burnout tire, and it's on the right side, so I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and just leave it like that. And then all I got to do is kind of chew up the tire. Now, the chew up part, I'm going to have to go with some sandpaper, so I can't show you that. But what I can do is I can put this tire on. The other thing I like to do is add a couple of marks to it if I can. Unfortunately, I don't have a white paint pen with me or anything like that. So the next best thing is just to go ahead and copy some of the marks on the other tires. So what I'm doing here, I'm scratching up the surface of the tire a little bit, just trying to get it chewed up a little bit to get it to kind of, just to make it look like and feel like it's been run through Bristol. I mean, because Bristol is an abrasive concrete surface, it does chew these suckers up. So that's where I'll leave it. It's not super chewed up. Well, the rest of that you can do with sandpaper. I'm not going to show that to you right now. I don't have the sandpaper or the time at the moment. We'll get to that though. And then all you do to put it back on is you stick it on half the rim. Oh, and I dropped it. All right, here we go. So to put that back on, you got this here. You put it on like that. And then you spin it around so it's up top, wedged up in the wheel well like that. And from there you kind of can use your hand, you can use a screwdriver or something. And all you're doing is kind of pushing that tire on the edge. So all you're trying to do is get it to kind of float around the rim. There we go. And it looks like it's on the back side too. So there we go. That is now a Kyle Busch sweep set with a tire there. And again, the next thing you can do is just use a sandpaper. I think actually the favorite is a belt sander. A nice big belt sander. You turn that on, let it spin, and you just dip that right rear on there a couple times. Scuff each side up. Let it run a little bit, just kind of hit the tire a little bit. Don't use this chassis. Don't do it that way. Put it on the donor chassis, whatever you get the tire from. Some old Xfinity car of some kind, a junk one, and beat that one up because you don't want to get anything on here. And you just kind of dab that thing on there a few times, hit that sandpaper, and it'll scuff the surface up. If you really want to chew it up, you're going to have to do a little bit more than that. But when I take them off a base, if they don't sit straight, I got a problem with that. So now I did it like that. And as you can see, it doesn't look too bad. Because I chewed up that rear tire, it still looks like it's a pretty good burnout. And I didn't even chew the tire up. All I did was mark off the Goodyear with a knife, scrape it off. So that's what you can do to make them look real good and, you know, to get them off the base. But yeah, so that's how you do it. You just, that's how I do it. There might be other ways to take them off the base. Again, if you have that triangle screwdriver, great. You're going to be way better off. But yeah, once you get them off the base and put a tire on it, then they sit nice and straight. They roll good. If I don't know why rolling matters, but they sit good. They're not leaning or anything. It's a nice die cast. It sits good. So that's how you get her done. The next thing I'm gonna probably do is, I don't know yet. Gonna show off some other tearing apart skills. I might add some detail to this Kyle Busch car yet. But anyway, this has been Race Craze, and we will see you in the next video.